So we have a sculpture with rods that are squares and rods that are equilateral triangles. And each side of the triangle is 2 inches longer than each side of the square. So here's my square, here's my triangle, and if the square has side lengths x, then the triangle has x plus 2. And they want to know how long in inches is each rod. Oh, I see. So this over here, 4x would be 1 rod, and this over here, 3x plus 6 would be 1 rod. So they're equal to each other. So this becomes x is equal to 6, and how long in inches is each rod? You just multiply it by 4, and you get 24. So $6.50 per salad, 6.5 S, $2 for a drink, so plus 2D is equal to $836.50, and then S plus D is equal to 209, because there's the total number and the total dollar amount. And they want me to solve for S. So if I double this bottom equation, I have 2S plus 2D is equal to 418. So I can get rid of this one now. And I can use elimination to get rid of the D's. I can just subtract these straight down. So I'm left with 4.5S is equal to 418.50. If I divide by 4.5, I have S is equal to 93. B. A dinner was held to raise money for a children's museum. One person cost $200. A couple costs $350. So I could say 200 times P for person plus 350 times C for couple. And this is the total amount of money, $24,000. I also know that 130 people attended. So I can't just say tickets plus tickets, but I could say 1P plus 2C is equal to 130. Since there's one person for every P and 2 people for every C, which is a couple's ticket. Now when they ask at the end, what is the total number of tickets, that's the same thing as P plus C. That's what they're really asking. So these two equations are very, very different. One thing you could do is you could divide this top one by 10 by getting rid of a 0 from everything. I think that helps. Now we have 35C and 20P and 2400. It's a little bit smaller. And I don't even really know if it matters whether you use substitution or elimination. I'm going to choose to multiply this bottom equation by 20. So this becomes 20P plus 40C is equal to 2600. And I'll get this out of the way since I've changed it. And I'm going to subtract all 3 straight down to cancel out the P's. So this gives me negative 5C is equal to negative 200. So C is equal to 40. And if I go back to one of my original equations, I'll do the P plus 2C is equal to 130, since that's just easier to deal with. P plus 2 times 40 is equal to 130. Or P plus 80 is equal to 130. Or P is equal to 50. So they wanted to know the total number of tickets, so I add these two together, and the final answer is 90. So we have 20 miles per hour on the local roads plus 60 miles an hour on the highway, and the total miles is 390. And we also know that adding these together should give us a total of 8 hours. they want to know what distance did you travel along local roads. So in other words, if we can figure out what L is, we multiply it by 20 and we get our answer. So they're asking for 20L. I'm going to do the same trick that I did in the last problem where I divide the top equation by 10. It's quick and simple. Then I'm going to multiply the second equation by 6. That way, I can eliminate. So here's the new equation, and now my h's line up. So if I subtract straight down, I have negative 4L is equal to negative 9. Our L is equal to 9/4, which then I'm going to multiply by 20. So 20 times 9 is equal to 180. And if I divide that by 4, I'm looking at 45. Which this is B. We have 78 students headed to a dig site. The dig site is 24 sections, and there's groups of 2 or 4 students. So maybe 2x plus 4y is equal to a total of 78 students. And the total number of sections is 24. And they want to know how many sections will be studied by a group of 2 students. So what is x? So I'm going to find out x by eliminating y. So I'm going to multiply this one by 4, and I have 4x plus 4y is equal to 96. Scribble this one out. And I can subtract straight down all 3 columns. Negative 2x is equal to negative 18. So x is equal to 9. So there are 5 times as many right-handed female students as there are left-handed female students. So if I call this x, this would be 5x. And there are 9 times as many right-handed male students as there are left-handed male students. So if this was, I guess I'll use a different variable, I'll use y, then this would be 9y. If there's a total of 18 left-handed students and 122 right-handed students in the school, which of the following is closest to the probability that a right-handed student selected at random is female? So if I was to translate this into a system, I could say x plus y is equal to 18. And I could say that 5x plus 9y is equal to 122. Rewrite that. So I'll move the y over, so I have x is equal to 18 minus y, and I'll substitute that right here. 5 times 18 minus y plus 9y is equal to 122. 90 minus 5y plus 9y is equal to 122. 4y is equal to 32, so y is equal to 8. And if I plug that back into one of my original equations like this, I can see that x is 10. Now let's figure out the probability piece. So if we are selecting a right-handed student, which there are a total of 122 of, how many of them are female? So that's 5 times 10. So that's going to be 50. If I divide that out, I get A. So the first thing I'm going to do is move the x's over here and the y's over here. So I have B is equal to 2x minus 7, and C is equal to 2y minus 7. Now they tell me that B is C minus a half. So I can just erase that and put C minus 1/2. So if I add 1/2 to both sides, I have C is equal to 2x minus 6.5. So these two things are equal to each other because they're both equal to C. So 2x minus 6.5 is equal to 2y minus 7. Let's add 6.5 to both sides. We have 2x is equal to 2y minus 1/2. Let's divide everything by 2. We have x is equal to y minus 1/4. And there is our answer, A. The score in a trivia game is obtained by subtracting the number of incorrect answers from twice the number of correct answers. So 2 correct minus I. And we got a score of 50, and C plus I is 40. And this means they want us to solve for c. So it's already set up for elimination. We can just add straight down. 3c is equal to 90. So the answer is 30. So 0.6 for a blue pen. And red's d times as much as a blue pen. We spent a total of $10.80. So we're plugging in a 3 here and a 6 here. So 0.6 times 3 is $1.80. And this is 3.6 times whatever d is. So 3.6d is equal to 9 after you subtract, and then when you divide, you get an answer of 2.5, which is your answer. Walking burns this many calories per minute. Riding a bike burns this many calories per minute. While we're sticking with calories, this is our total calories. So I could say 4.2 W plus 5.1 B, W for walk, B for bike, is equal to 531. Now those are the calories per minute, and it told me 2 hours. So W plus B is not going to equal 2, it's going to equal to 120, because that's how many minutes we spent. And at the end here, they want you to solve for W. So how can I cancel out my B's? Well, I think the simplest way is to use substitution, change this bottom equation, and plug that into the top equation. So I have 4.2 W plus 5.1 times 120 minus W is equal to 531. I'm going to distribute the 5.1. And I get this. I'm going to combine like terms. And I have negative 0.9 W. And I'm going to move the 612 over to the other side. So I get negative 81. To get rid of the decimal, I can multiply everything by 10. So this is negative 9W is equal to negative 810. And W is just going to equal 90. Then I'll combine like terms. I have 1.1b, and I'll subtract 1908 from both sides. So I get 33. Then I'm going to divide everything by 1.1. And that's how I get 30. For B, which is minutes biking.